Amendments to pay and classification plan.
Good morning. Joyce Patterson, Deputy Director for Human Resources. This morning we have a request to amend the pay and classification plan from the MIS department. The request is to classify a website content and design analyst position. Funds have been allotted in the 2011 budget for this position, and the request is to address the county's website utilization needs.
Mr. Chairman, with 2011 nearing completion, I'd like to move that we defer this amendment to the pay and classification plan for this position to a later date based on budgetary analysis.
Motion dies. At this time, as the chairperson, of the amendment of the pay and classification plan, the MIS department position is funded at the amount of about $20,000 to continue to help us advance our community going forward. Website content, and also design analysis. It's already in the budget, so I make a motion to approve this pay and classification plan as presented. Sir?
Mr. Chairman, Madam Clerk, I may need your assistance here. I'd like for Ms. Patterson to read in depth the job description that's before us of this particular role, if you would do that. I know you kind of skimmed over the surface on the last time, but I'd really like for you to give us a little bit more in-depth of the core description of this particular duty and responsibility and why there's such a need coming from this department.
Okay, the summary for the website content design analyst position is to have someone with experience in management, graphic design, site management, writing, and editing for the web. This position will be responsible for developing and coding and managing all aspects of Rockdale County's online presence. The person must be able to work on a number of tasks simultaneously for a variety of clients, in addition to writing, editing, proofreading site content. This individual will also work closely with the technical team to maintain site standards in regards to new development, web storage, version control, architecturing, and managing the development environment, which includes managing object and source development, associated libraries, capacities, planning, performance monitoring, hosting, and vendor management. This position requires someone that has 3 to 5 years of managing content, designing and writing CMS code for production of high-traffic websites. It requires a bachelor's degree in technical writing, English, journalism, or related field, and it requires exceptional communication and organizational skills, CMS platforms, advanced Adobe, Java, Flash, and Photoshop skills. The individual is basically responsible for creating and managing and designing and developing the content for the organization's web presence, which requires an extensive knowledge working with content management software. They're responsible for designing and coding web pages using interface best practices, accessibility, usability, HTML, CSS, JavaScript, DOM, scripting, and others. Code, including content from RSS, XML, similar technologies, and proposes new techniques to the senior staff for Rockdale County. Responsible for creating scripts, applications, APIs, PHPs, Perl, and other languages, creates multimedia, photo galleries, slideshows, videos embedded in web pages, coordinates web projects across all county departments, copy, edit, proofread all web content, track and report all site metrics, site traffic, track development and use of third-party sites, maintain a consistent look and feel throughout all web properties, incorporate links, tables of contents, web functionality into PDF formats, work with cross-departmental teams, maintain and develop master content calendar for all web properties, deploy web content updates in a timely and scheduled manner, maintain content dates, for example, BOC meetings and board actions that the county's website needs to address, and assure web-based information is archived for future needs and reference.
Thank you so much. I know that was quite lengthy, but I really wanted you to give a complete overview of the duty and responsibility of this person. Now, my understanding, if I'm hearing this correctly, this position is allotted for about $20,000 plus. Can you give me the exact number?
Yes, sir. In the 2011 budget, the website content position was approved by the board for $20,000.
That's a lot of work and a lot of expertise for somebody for $20,000. So hopefully we in Rockdale County can find somebody who's interested in having those kinds of skills for that dollar amount. I'm going to stop right there. I'm going to ask Mr. Chairman, because I think there's a lot of concern about what's going on pertaining to this particular position. I want to ask the MIS director if he would come forward and articulate just a little bit more as to what this job is going to do as it relates to his department and how it's going to interface with other departments in the county. Because he is our staff expert in terms of MIS. He's the MIS director. Mr. Howell, if you would, please.
Good morning, Commissioners.
Good morning.
This job is essentially the facilitator for all changes to the Rockdale County website. That's all departments, and within those departments, all the functionality, facility schedules, maintaining facility schedules for recreation and maintenance, maintaining calendars for all the departments, senior services, and this sort of thing.
So, Mr. Howell, is it safe to say that currently you don't have this expertise on board in your department? Is that correct?
We are cultivating it, but we do not at this point have it.
So you feel that you need a dedicated individual with the type of skills that was outlined in the job description in order to do this job. Is that correct?
Yes, that's true.
Commissioner Van Ness has proposed that we defer this until the next budget process. From where you stand being the MIS director, what do you see the necessity to have this role move into function right now? I mean, you could better tell us whether you need this person today or do you need them 6 months from today?
Right. Well, in the 2011 budget, we put in essentially a half a person to dedicate himself to bringing the entire network up to currency, and that's what it's going to take.
Do you need today or do you need tomorrow?
I'm sorry.
This question: do you need today or do you need tomorrow?
Today.
Okay.
I mean,
that's a question.
My final question, Mr. Chairman, Mr. Howell, this is an area that you operate in on a day-to-day basis, and this is certainly your background. Do you think that we're going to be able to find a person to match those skills that was just outlined based upon the dollar amount that we're proposing at this time?
Well, again, we have to understand that that $20,000 was for the entire year. So that was now we're halfway into the year, so we expect to that would cover any expense we had for bringing in a person.
Can you clarify a minute? In the budget cycle, what was the title that was actually on the documents?
I think it was a part-time web developer.
Are you sure about that? Because I think I would have caught that. Not absolutely sure, but I just am surprised by the title. So.
Yes, it was a website content manager.
And it was in your department when we approved the budget last year.
We had two part-time, two half-year people. One was for GIS and one was for web content, because we saw that as critical skills that need to be brought in.
Let's call for a question here. Let's call for a question, ladies and gentlemen. Here, I got a motion on the floor. Is there a second, or this motion dies?
I second the motion.
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Those opposed?
Nay.
Nay. Motion carries. Thank you very much. Next item, please. New business, please.